Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming to the fifth to the fifth day of the course. We have some technical problems, so we're starting right now. Sorry for that. So we were looking at the halving. So the halving is here, happening in 3 hours and few minutes. As you can see here, there's some disagreement with the estimated time of arrival. So 3 hours and something, nearly 4. Here is nearly 4 as well, and here is 3 and 6 minutes. So let's see what happened. I say for by say maybe by 8 p.m. Irish time we'll have the halving, more or less. So we have to keep an eye. There are many channels that they are going to be on YouTube streaming live, and actually are going to do the same as well. And I place you to visit us and to watch us, because we are going to be connecting to other streams as well, and just kind of flipping between channels and see what they talk about. Also, we'll look into Twitter. We'll see the past events, the future events, and probably the consequences of this halving as well. Many other things. The price, as you can see, Bitcoin price is kind of recovering a little bit from this weekend. This weekend we had a big drop from this area, and nearly 10,000. No, 10,000, about 9,800, so 200 less US dollars. And it dropped a little bit, then dropped suddenly. This is 15 minutes candle, so every line will be 15 minutes. So it was a huge drop, especially in the second one is 15 minutes. There is a drop of 1,000-ish. Yeah, 1,000, nearly 1,000. Actually, it is more because there is a you see that's the beginning of the 15 minutes. This is the end, but also there was bigger drop than then recover, and then maintain for a while, and then it's kind of recovering more, like going higher today, and then it went down again a little bit. So it's expected for the halving, and the halving it kind of brings some kind of speculation. This buy the some people buy to sell in the halving, and they expect to to raise the price enough to sell and get some profit. There is a lot of speculation around this moment as well, but this is short term, and think about always mid long term, because that's the recommended thing. So if you look at the hourly, so you see it's kind of recovering. Well, okay, and hopefully in 2-3 weeks we'll see 10K or even more. Some people say that well, okay, I'm just not going to that there are people saying one thing, other people saying another thing, and analysts that are professional analysts are having very different versions. So the most important thing I would say is to break this level, because it's very strong, this line together with this, and once we do that, then there will be like higher levels to I'll show you in daily. This computer is a bit slow right now. Okay, so you see here, this area is kind of important in a daily and weekly. Okay, so here is a limit, and between this in this box, we had to kind of fight to raise the price. But once you reach this level here, the next stop is all-time highs. So yeah, there is a kind of some kind of resistance here, very little here as well. but it's something that it can go very, very, very fast. Anyway, again, first of all, I'm not an expert on this, and I'm not professional. This is not professional advice at all. We are going to focus on the course. That this is what we're here for talking about today. So let's see the agenda for today, and Monday 11th at 5 p.m. online, and solution to yesterday's homework. We'll see the solution, and I hope that you work on it, and you came up with the information. If you didn't, we'll see that later on. We'll talk about scams, and you have to be careful with some scams, because this is a new technology, a new world, and new possibilities, but also people try to, because some people try to understand and to learn, or some other people wants to just join and get big gains very quickly. There are a lot of, or there are few ICOs or Ponzi schemes or systems that they basically ask you for money, and they can scam you. But we'll see that as well. This is what we are trying to fix that by giving information to people, educating people, especially the ones that are starting, so they can start with the right foot, and they just don't think that everything here is a scam, because it's not. So we'll see some easy investing strategies that are easy to follow and to see. And if you follow those, it's very possible that you just can do well. You really can do well, and not expose so much money, but at the same time you can be exposed to big gains. So, and some resources that general resources that they can help you to get information, to gather information, also work on your own, to grow your knowledge on this world. And we'll have some homework as well, which is more long term, and it's for you, and just to make you think about what would you do in the future in this with this knowledge, new knowledge that you are acquiring. So this is the solution. So yesterday I asked you to compare the following altcoins with Bitcoin. So Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Litecoin. So one of the things that I asked you to do to check the block times difference, the new coins per block that are created, and max supply, current supply, market cap, year of creation. Okay, so I just noticed that this is not great. Okay, it's not there, but I can tell you. So let's see Bitcoin. Bitcoin is 10 minutes every block. So as an average, there will be like block times of 10 minutes. The maximum supply will be 21 million of Bitcoins. I actually will tell you something about this as well, which is I believe is very, very important to understand as well, because it adds more scarcity. It's 21 million will be the maximum. The current supply is 18.6 million, and what I'm gonna say later on is related to this. The market cap is 158 billion as of today, and the year of creation is 2009. So this is the king, Bitcoin itself, and then let's compare with some other altcoins. So as opposed to 10 minutes per block, Ethereum has 15 seconds per block. So every 15 seconds there is a new block, and each block creates two new coins. And so the supply, obviously the current supply is way more than Bitcoin, despite it started a few years later, like 6 years later. But the current supply is very, very big. The market cap is way lower. You see the comparison? So the year of creation was this, and the maximum supply is infinite. It doesn't stop. Every 15 seconds there will be two new Ethereums, and that's why I say it sometimes, you cannot think of Ethereum as a currency, or you could, but and some people that does, but it's not the main thing on Ethereum. Ethereum is meant to be like an online computer that process contracts, smart contracts, which are just a piece of software, like a little software that does something and move Ethereum from here to there based on some rules. Okay, so and this is very good because now you have DeFi, so it's decentralized finance based on Ethereum. So it's working well. There is a lot of investments on this work, on this on Ethereum network, and there's many developers working on this, and a lot of people learning how to use it, how to create a new smart contracts, because there's a lot. It's huge economy within Ethereum. That's why it's number 2 in the market cap. But you see the difference anyway: 158 billions versus 20. And this is today's figures. Dogecoin is funny because it was created like a joke. In fact, it was somebody created this joke, this meme, and back in 2013. So it's older than Ethereum, and they put Common Sans on the as a type of letters, and eventually it became a real coin. So somebody said, "Wait, let's do it anyway. Let's create it." So the block times is 1 minute. The maximum supply is also infinite, so it's going to be constantly creating new coins. The current supply is a little bit more than the Ethereum, so it's not so much, despite is created just 2 years before. But the market cap is very, very low. So it started like a joke. It became a real coin, and people started sending Doge coins as a tip on websites. So they were saying, like, asking people who own websites to create a wallet and put the address, so they could send some tips. They could send some Doge coins to them. So funny story. And Litecoin is kind of Bitcoin multiplied by 4 in terms of speed, in terms of maximum supply, and more or less the current supply as well. So Litecoin is very, very similar. It was created by Charlie Lee and back in 2011. So, and this guy basically copy pastes the Bitcoin core and modify a few things. One of the things that modify is the block time. Instead of 10 minutes, it's 2.5 minutes. The maximum supply is also 4 times more, but here is 4 times less. And maximum supply 4 times more. That's related to, because Bitcoin is like gold 2.0. So for them, Litecoin was like, okay, let's call Litecoin like the silver of cryptocurrency, silver 2.0. And it's like the idea was Litecoin will be cheaper always, will be more supply, but it will be faster, and it will be the place where you can implement new technologies before moving them to Bitcoin, because the code is so similar that you can implement new technologies or advances, and you can kind of test it on a real world scenario with Litecoin before moving them or copying them or modifying the code of Bitcoin, which is more like gold and it's more stable. It has to be really robust. So that's the main idea, and that's the selling point of Litecoin. And so far it's working, because it's true that the transactions are cheaper and everything is cheaper with them, with Litecoin, and the coin itself is cheaper as well. It's about $47 currently versus 8,000 something US. So, but yes, they implement things before Bitcoin, and if it works for a while, they're testing it thoroughly, and if it works, then it's more likely that Bitcoin will implement that technology, because the core developers also are in contact with each other, they know each other, and so on. Charlie Lee was working for Google before, and then he worked for Coinbase, and Litecoin was one of the first coins in Coinbase together with Bitcoin. Okay, so this is the solution for the homework. I hope you have it right and you understood what the differences are, so you can compare coins in a better way by looking at this. So for example, if you look at some tweets, it's funny to say to see something like this. You see this every day, people who start and don't understand the basics, and they don't understand that the SRP, for example, is a coin that is pre-mined. There's no mining, there is nothing, it's centralized, it's pre-mined, and this company just sell more coins every week, every month, whenever they please, bringing down the price as well for the holders that this coin has. But this person said Bitcoin used to be this. What are you laughing about exactly? So they believe that probably see, if you go back to this person's message, probably many people started laughing at her because she said that the SRP could one day be 500 US dollars or 1,000 even. You see? So that will be related to basic analysis of the network, and see the blogs, how full they are, how uses this coin, what is the white paper, what is the history, what are the rules, the consensus rules, what is the supply, maximum supply, who owns the coins right now, who are the whales, are called the ones that have a lot of coins, and so on. Adam, thank you. I just see your message. I hope now you can hear me. Please click on like if you can. Thank you. So, okay, let's move on. So scams. Again, this is it's a new stuff, you know. So it's new world. Oh, thank you, Adam. History has shown us that whatever new wealth is created, criminals and unscrupulous people are not left behind, especially in a new financial market and economy like this one. There has been many new and misleading attempts to defraud people of their honest money as they explore this new technology landscape. So, as I said earlier, when it's something new, there are possibilities as well to kind of to lie and to take an advantage of people who they are not very versed on this area. So just invest. The main thing I would say, just invest what you can afford to lose entirely. So you probably have heard this before, and this is very true, because and we can see on the prices of Bitcoin, for example, we go back to the price, you can see that once it was nearly 20,000, and then it went down. But let's say people who bought here, they were, or even okay, and sold people who were thinking of selling here, or thinking that okay, it's gonna go up, I had to wait, I will wait, I will not sell, and then suddenly it goes down more. Some people will say, like, you know what, I'm not going to, I just sell it, whatever they give me for this, but I just want to forget, I don't want to check the price anymore, I don't believe Bitcoin will go back to the previous high or whatever, and I just get 500 euro instead of maybe I spend 3,000, and that's it. But yet, sorry. But then you see, if you don't need the money, if you don't need it, at one point it will go back to here and higher and higher and higher. So let's say you bought here at 8,159. You went down to nearly 3,000 something, 3,299. So all this way down is like 1/3 of what you spend, more or less, almost, you know. So most people would say, well, it's going to go to zero. I'm going to lose even what I can get now from it. But you know, this is not in Bitcoin. I mean, I'm not saying that they will never go to zero, but the chances are 0.0000%, 0.1%, because you can see that happens constantly, go up and down, up and down. In this case, went up and then down, but then up again, nearly to 13,000, more than 13,000, and after this crisis, it went down to nearly lower than 4,000, and now today is in about nearly 9,000. So it's just, if you don't need the money, you can wait, because eventually you will get some gains, or at least you will get your money back. And that's the main thing, if we are talking about Bitcoin, okay? But then about the scams, it's a different story altogether, because some people promises way more than what anywhere else you can get, and this is because they're running Ponzi schemes, or you know, back in 2017, 18, there was especially 17, there were a lot of ICOs, and people like with blind eyes, without looking at the project, they were just investing on this, and some of them got good money, because what they did, then they sold the tokens at the right time. But some people lost completely everything, okay? Most people. Or, I mean, if you were somebody if you didn't know much about the project, and then you didn't check the team, all this, the chances were high, because they didn't have to, even if they got a lot of money and they could spend on the project and do the right project, even if they have a good idea, they really didn't have to do anything. They could just disappear with the money, because it was very hard to go after them. So the two main types of scams or questionable behaviors are these two, okay? So let's see them. So initial coin offering, that was the initial name, or ICO. But now there's something similar called initial exchange offering, which is the same thing, but it's kind of promoted by an exchange. It's like kind of supported, that coin is, or that token is supported by the exchange, and it looks, and it's supposed to be doing some kind of scanning, and in order to decide whether that coin is okay or not, you know, in order to offering the coin on their systems, on their exchange. The reality is they just looking for money, and sometimes they don't really care. So if they get enough money from the team, or from the team, let's say, that they are promoting this new coin, then they're happy to get the money from them, and that's it, and allow this to happen. So it's pretty much the same. Still, maybe it's more trustful, but again, I just don't. Personally, I don't touch that, you know, because okay, due to Bitcoin citing new developments in every field and market imaginable, now we have real potential, really, and as such, people, hardworking people, are studying and analyzing opportunities to apply Bitcoin and blockchain technologies to exist, and you know, to existing problems and future problems on this world. So I believe that every industry under the sun will inevitably be changed by blockchain. So you will start to see, or hopefully you have seen already, Bitcoin and blockchain based projects in agriculture, medicine, bioinformatics, robotics, artificial intelligence, journalism, new media, sports, manufacturing, and many more areas. So many people are trying to be the first to capitalize on those opportunities, and they are funding this operation through initial coin offerings or initial exchange offerings, which is a type of crowdfunding through the use of cryptocurrencies. At the very high level, these organizations are selling a percentage of the newly issued cryptocurrency tokens at a discount in exchange for fiat currency. So, or also for more stable digital currencies such as Bitcoin or Ethereum. So you, the potential owner of these tokens, are promised future value or profit when the project materializes or when it reaches market scale and profitability. In other words, you cannot if you believe on the project, you can crowdfund, you can give them money already to make it real, to work on it, and so on. But again, you send Bitcoins or you sell Ethereum more often, or just in exchange or to buy their token. But sometimes if it's in an exchange, you can use fiat, or you can use whatever Bitcoin you have there as well, or Ethereum. So they will promote it internally as well, and they have like discounts. If you start like some phases, phase 1 maybe it's say 15% discount, and then phase 2 it will be 5% discount. Usually the discount is even bigger, but it's just to give you an idea. So here, if you have any questions, let me know. Personally, back in 2017, the market was so, alive, I would say, so active, that you could just pick 10 projects, invest in all of them, say €100, and even if 2, 3, 4 disappear, still you could have made a lot of money. And that's why some people didn't even look at the project itself. Just if they like the name or something like that, they just put the money in. Nowadays, it's not as common, thanks God. And again, because I said there are so many projects that it's hard to know. But if you do your research, you can get very good gains, because you can buy very cheaply something that's going to be way more expensive in the future. And some people just were investing, and when they released the tokens, because sometimes they didn't give the tokens right away, they could do it in 2, 3, 4, 5 months or something like that. At that time, when it became like tradable on exchanges, people will sell them, and if you were quick enough to start selling them before everybody else, then you could make good money as well, because usually the price used to drop because people just was leaving, getting the profit and cashing out, let's say. Okay. So, well, this is more details about ICOs. So as a result of this, what we talk about, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, which is called the SEC, has made clear decisions about ICOs and has begun finalizing regulation and guidance for investors. So pretty much most ICOs are not allowing Americans to invest. This is pretty much what happens. So what they said is, okay, we have very strict regulations in US. Then, first of all, we are not going to run this ICO from US. Secondly, we will not sell to any American person or people connecting from US. Now, Americans still invest by using kind of proxies or different systems to connect, to show the system that they're not connecting from US. Some people do. So, but since this is a new field and a new technology, there are not many safeguards or restrictions on who can and who cannot invest. And as a result, many bad actors have created bogus projects to trick people into sending them real currency or Bitcoin in exchange for vaporware. For example, the SEC recently closed a project that was letting investors down The company Plex Corp has raised $15 million through its ICO and falsely promised a 14-time return. So X 14 times the return of the same amount of money. Many other ICOs make equal false promises. This doesn't mean that you should not research these exciting new opportunities, as there are many legitimate projects, but it is better to view projects with skepticism always. So there's a phrase that is used also a lot in cryptocurrency, that is don't trust, verify. So don't trust anybody or projects. You verify what they are telling you, and then if it's true and you believe on it, go ahead and invest. But also the money that you can afford to completely lose. That's the important thing as well. So Ponzi and pyramid schemes, they are also in the crypto world, and so also emerge and looks and feels exactly like the old ones, the good old ones, you know. And such schemes have been well documented historically, and the SEC has provided very clear guidance that is still applicable for this area as well. If any operation of service includes the following, you should avoid them at all cost. So the following will be low risk, high return. That's what they promised. Very consistent returns, or unregistered investments, sellers without a license, complex or secret strategies. I would say here special bots that they have programmed bots to invest. So you give them money and they will invest your money wisely in different cryptocurrencies, and they will sell automatically, sell and buy automatically and make money with a very consistent return. This is usually a scam. This is always a scam. So be careful with that. Paperwork problems, difficulty receiving payments. So also some of them are telling you that they cannot give you back your money yet because they need to wait until something happens, or they have a problem with the wallet or this and that, and their systems went down, and they need to, maybe you need to wait 1 week and things like that. Well, if they are telling you this, maybe it's too late, but you have to be worried about this. So this is already more than a handful of Ponzi and pyramid schemes promoting consistent high risk, low risk return based on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You should stay away from this. So this new world includes plenty of exciting new opportunities, but you can't and will catch it on the side if you are not careful and considerate of your financial decisions. So it's all up to you. If it's too good to be true, probably it is a scam. Okay. So I made a mistake. And here is the latest scam that I saw yesterday. When I was preparing for this presentation, and I was preparing the presentation, not this one, the yesterday's one, I watched some videos as well on YouTube about cryptocurrency. So here is on my site, I was watching a video on the site. There were three very clear fake channels promoting or giving away Bitcoin. You see, 5,000. Well, it's not always 5,000, but you see here famous people giving away. This is the same one here, giving away Bitcoin. The idea is you send a small amount of Bitcoin and they will send you back way more, like multiplied by whatever. So you send 0.1 Bitcoin and you may receive 10 times more, or even whatever, because basically they never send back anything. So this is happening constantly on YouTube. In this case, I reported 3 of them. No, sorry, these 3. I reported these 3 plus 3 more. So yesterday I reported 6 with this going live. You see, being live at the same time, on Sunday. So I think they're looking for the best moment when people are at home, and now we are 24/7 at home. But still, Sunday they say, okay, well, Sunday afternoon, that's a good time to kick out these scams. And what they do is they do buy an existing channel with people, with as many as possible people subscribe. They buy them second hand from the owner. They change the name, they change, and they create these live events, and they play an old video of Larry Page or Steve Wozniak, or I see Tesla as well. yeah, Tesla, anybody. And this is started with Twitter, actually, and people were having fake accounts, sending messages saying, if you give me, I have this giveaway, if you send me certain amount of Ethereum, I will send you back a lot more. And it looks like Twitter is much better now in filtering this. So now you see them on YouTube. It may be related with the problem that some YouTubers on cryptocurrency are having, especially the ones that are live. And maybe it's because of this. I did reported them, and I saw that some of them were removed. But this, you see, Wozniak Foundation, some media entertainment, Larry Page CEO, and then there were these people watching already. So 20K, they play a very old interview of Steve Wozniak. It doesn't matter about the interview, because what they do is they put the interview in a corner and they put like a QR code asking people to send the money to that code, to that wallet, and they will get back this, and they will always get enough to cover the cost of the channel, unfortunately, and to get good profit out of it, and because it's Bitcoin, you cannot ask for the money back. Here the same, here the same. So 61K here, 40K here, 20K here, watching live. And out of those, I don't know what percentage, but say 1 every 10 will send the money, which is low. Imagine, it's okay. It's a pity, and it gives very bad image to the cryptocurrency world. But this happening, and so be aware of this. Okay, so let's talk about investing in an easy way. Okay, I would say one of the best systems is the double cost average. Double cost, dollar cost average is one of the most common one, and there is you can make your own Excel file, but there are some websites as well that you can visit and calculate. The idea behind is to buy every week or every month certain amount of money, always, no matter what the price is, and it works very well, and it does work, and because at the long term, as I said earlier, if it's money you don't need, you just wait until the time where you are happy to withdraw and to sell and get some profits. So that will be the easiest, and you can even program bank transfers or payments, and so you can do that way. Okay, that's the easiest and the most basic system to invest in cryptocurrency if you want to do so. If you want to be a little bit more advanced, or try to squeeze a little bit more your money and maybe getting better revenue, there are a few ways where you can just easily check whether it's a good moment to buy or not. Okay, And that's the idea behind of this presentation, this part of the presentation. There's something called Mayer multiple, and this is called Mayer because of Trace Mayer, which is a famous guy in the gold and cryptocurrency world. And he came up with this idea. So the Mayer multiple is the multiple of the current Bitcoin price over 200 days moving average. So the moving average will be the average price. So you put 200 days price and calculate them, and the average is certain amount of money, and then you compare the current price with that. So in this case, today I got this screenshot today, and the Mayer multiple is 1.1. So the Mayer multiple has historically been higher than today's value, 55% of the time. Okay, and the average Mayer's multiple since the creation of Bitcoin is 1.36, so it's lower than this. So the lower the better. And my advice is, if you always stay below one or below one, you have a good, I mean, it's almost certain that you are buying in a good moment. Okay, so I never buy above 2.4 because historically speaking it's a bad idea. Now 95% of the buyers of the Bitcoin's purchase over the history of Bitcoin, 95% are the amount of Bitcoins are in profit right now. Okay, so no matter when you buy, eventually you just get into profit. So even if it's in 20,000, but I'm telling you that using these systems is a better idea. So you could buy 100 euro every month, or you could say, I'm gonna keep 100 euro every month, and when I see this Mayer multiple going below one, I'm gonna buy. And you will do much better this way. Okay, it can be the same. I mean, maybe at the beginning of the month it's always one or below, and you can buy. But if it's way above, just wait, keep the money, and one day it will be one or less than one, and then you buy, and you will do much better by far if you are in the long-term investment. Okay, so the Mayer multiple, you can see in the past here it became 2.4. Obviously not good idea because it's been below this price for most of the time, always. But eventually it will go above as well. But most people that bought at this level, most people gone already. They have lost money. They are out of the market, as it proved the some analysis that made in the blockchain and the changes. Here you see 1.05 today, but then the price rise a little bit. That's why it shows different figures. So it was 1.05 and this is showing 1.1. Okay, but it's the same multiple. So here you see back on time. So ideally, obviously this is one, so below one, you see below one is the best, because it's the best moment where you will always eventually get higher price even today. And obviously in the back in 2019. So this is only this year. Okay, so the past year until now. You could click on since creation as well, and you will see obviously different curves, but this is 1 year. Can give you a good idea of that. So there's a different way to see it as well. So you can see that's the same thing, Mayer, but it converted into bands. And you will see that today we are in the yellow, and which is bullish. Okay, bullish extension overbought, and below bullish is bearish and oversold. So this will be oversold, and you see it once here, and almost here, but not yet. I didn't reach that level. Bearish here, do you see? And then today we are kind of entering, or the last few days we're entering the bullish part of it, and that's why it's above 1. Do you understand this? Do you have any question? Feel free to ask anyway. As you can see, this is one thing. Or another system that you can use together, and the ideal thing is to put all together, and if all or most of them are pointing to a good moment to buy, then you can buy. You can use only one and it will work most of the time, but it's better to kind of double check and confirm. So here is today as well, fear and greed index, and we're in 40 level. So the more this way we are, the better, because the more chances that it will go back to green, and let's say you will get, it's more risk, but at the same time it's risk in terms of prices going down usually, but also there are more chances that the price is lower, and therefore in the future will rise. That's why most people don't buy when the price goes down. Is because they are feeling fear, but at the same time, usually fear creates very extreme feelings. So most people sell because they are fearful that they will lose money. It's gonna keep going down, it's not going to stop, it's gonna go to zero, it's gonna disappear. But look at oil went to minus $40, and we are talking about oil. It's a physical thing, tangible thing, and it went below zero. Now it's in $20 approximately, and it's kind of recovering, but eventually, it was negative. So people were paying for others to get a physical thing that is supposed to be the black gold. So when people say Bitcoin is going to go to zero, well, did you see the previous days we talk about people talking about Bitcoin going to zero, it's gonna disappear, but the reality has been more than 11 years, 24/7, the network working, very safe, and fluctuating price a lot because it's still it's in the stage of price discovery, and the more people will adopt it, the higher the price is gonna be because it's scarce. Adam, I have a question from Adam. What tool are you using to show the major multiples and major price layers? I'm gonna post the link to the websites, so you can also do it, okay? But if you want to Google Myers multiple, you will most probably go to the right places, to the ones that I use. But I will post the links anyway. Thank you for the question. Okay, so here we already explained this, and that's why just before moving on, the funny thing is when it's here, where it's greed, the greed index is high, very high. Yeah, I will tell you as well. I will give the links all together, no problem. So the greed index is high is when everybody start asking for, how can I buy Bitcoin? How can I invest? How can I open an account here and there? Where I supposed to to go to buy Bitcoin? Can you sell it to me? And this is because psychologically we are always thinking about, I want to jump into the winning horse. I want to, this is going up, so I want to be part of it. But it's probably the worst moment to join, because it's when the price will crash. And or it depends how soon you do, but eventually it will go back to fear, because it balances, it goes in and out from this, and it's just a matter of time. So you have to time very well when you buy and when you sell. Okay, and these indicators will explain you and will help you to take a decision, a proper decision. I will never buy in greed, because greed means a lot of speculation, a lot of weak hands as well, that anytime that goes a little bit down, they are afraid and they sell very quickly. Right now, there are many people which are already used to this, and they will not sell. I mean, you see, let's go back here. You see this weekend, well, you don't see it very well because it's the weekly. We move to daily. Okay, let's talk about maybe the weekend. This weekend, the price was going up, and then suddenly on the 8th, Saturday, Sunday, price went down. One of the reasons is during the weekend there is less traffic in general, okay, on the network, on the exchanges. There is less volume. People buy and sell less, so it's easier to drop the price, and also to create like a vicious circle where kind of triggers. Okay, one of the things is many people were investing or betting that the price of Bitcoin was going to keep going up. Okay, so they were bullish, and you can bet for that. That's called long. You can do long or short. If you long Bitcoin, then you're betting for going up. There's so many betting that Bitcoin was going to rise in price, then some exchanges, for their own benefit, that's a theory that I have. They just can trigger this dump, so they can just get your money. They can liquidate your bet. They can liquidate you and get very good profit out of it, and then allow again Bitcoin to go up again. You don't need much during the weekend, because there are not so many as I said, traffic on sales and purchases. So it's easier to just drop the price during the weekend. Also because of the halving, and some people were expecting for the price to drop, so they join as well. But if you see this, we saw this earlier, that was in 15 minutes mostly. And in 15 minutes, and during the night. So that was Europe already sleeping, and during Saturday night, and I saw it live, and I saw it going down. And I can tell you, it's manipulated because it's a small market. We saw the size of the market, so it's easy to drop 3,000 or 2,000 Bitcoins, and then that's it, Anyway. So, but when people are losing money, they also get into fear, and that's the thing. But at the same time, you see here, I can see that the price went down a lot, because that was the main crisis with the virus. But eventually stopped, and people started buying again. And why? Because there are not so many people selling. There's not so much Bitcoin in circulation really on the exchanges, and it's in the lower level since long time, in the lower level of Bitcoin available on exchanges for sale. People are holding. People are expecting to eventually get a good price, $100,000 or something like that, and they are not selling right now because they are waiting. And again, if you don't need to sell right now, you don't need the money. That's the good thing. You can wait. You can wait 1 year, you can wait 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But eventually you get a good price, the price you were waiting for, 100,000, for example, 200,000, and then you sell. That's it. Or sell partially. And actually we will cover this as well because it's part of the homework. Okay, I will post the links. This is another very good indicator. It's called BEAM indicator. BEAM is because it's Bitcoin Economics Adaptive Multiple, and you have area to short, area to go long, as we mentioned earlier. So I would say area where you can buy and area where you should maybe sell, and then maybe you buy more down here. So many people who sell is actually expecting to buy more. That's one of the reasons for selling. Or maybe you sell half. And okay, another thing that you can do, and many people, when they ask me for advice, sometimes I say, look, if you, let's say one Bitcoin, you buy it in 5,000, which is not so long ago, because we saw that it went at this level, 5,000 US dollars. So here is, each candle here is 1 day. So it dropped in 1 day. And the following day recovered some amount, like 1,000 or so. Went down a little bit, up, down, up, So, okay, say 5,000. You have 5,000 US dollars ready. You buy it here. Okay. In May, 2 months later, it becomes 10,000. Okay. So what you can do here is say, okay, why if I sell half, I get my 5,000 back, and the rest of Bitcoin, the half Bitcoin, is for free. I want to keep it there I keep it on my wallet. So I got my money back fully, and then I have half Bitcoin, which is 5,000 US dollars at that time. Now it's less. Now it's 4,000 and something. But it can go higher, So this is one of the strategies that you can use. You can get your money back when you can, when it's double, and then see what happens. If you lose it, the rest, well, you got your money back. So you are not really, it's a win-win, let's say. So, okay, I was saying this, and you can see the short zone. That will be January or December 2017, before January 2018. But even if you were a bit late, you see it going down, you're still in the red zone. Because here you can say, well, maybe it goes up more. That's the problem, is to time it properly. You will never time the top or the lower part. But if you are around here, it's still, even here, then yeah, you sell it, go down more, and eventually you can buy it. Here the same, sell it. Okay, so this is a good indicator as well. You can see, because you're in the middle, is like a neutral, but if it's in the lower part, you can think of what time to buy, Another thing that happens a lot is the gaps. There is a future market now, especially the CME. Okay, this is the main one. So you look at the gaps, and this is because Bitcoin is 24/7, but these guys work only during the week. So the weekend they don't do anything. So for example, going back to the price again, this is from a exchange from Binance, which is an exchange. But if you go to this CME, you will see a gap of this weekend. So you will see these two are not there. So what happened is there is a gap. So most of the time, I mean, always, pretty much always, the gap is filled. It's like a magnet. It's kind of pulling the price to go back to this level. just to confirm and to cover it. Like for example, here you see the gap, and then it went up, and then eventually it covered the gap, and then it did whatever the price wanted to do. And here the same, there was a gap, so eventually the market covered it. Even you see this little line, sorry. So you cover the gap already, and then the market continue the way it. So it's 95% of the time the gaps are filled on Bitcoin and in regular markets as well. So this is another thing that you may think about. Like for example, say today you are thinking you were invested in Bitcoin. The weekend you didn't realize that it went down nearly 2,000 US dollars down, and then you are wondering if it's going to go down more. It may, but there is this gap. There is not this one, but there is a gap similar to this, but the other way around. So it's supposed to. There's a gap between 9,000 to 8,000 approximately, and that gap needs to be covered. So at least wait until it goes up to that price to sell, because it's expected to be done. And maybe because of that, most people are expecting to have this gap cover or filled, and then magically, eventually the price goes there. And in times where you fear that the price may go down to zero and so on, this is a very good thing to have a look, because it's been proved so far that this 4 years simple moving average is actually it's been the bottom when the price went down a lot, including this part, because yeah, it went through here as well, and here just suddenly. So the BTC price never went below this value. Actually it did, but it didn't stay long. So here we saw 1 day only. Here the same thing, few hours, and it touches and bounces. So touches and bounces eventually here as well. So yeah, it can be below like few minutes, 1 day, 2 days. So far has been only 1 day, and here same few minutes. So here is the minimum. So you can think of what is the minimum, what is the minimum price that it will reach, and by calculating this you get it, and obviously it's going up because the price keeps kind of going up. So that's to be safe. Is one way to say if you catch that price, it's amazing. All the nearest to this line, the better to buy. At the same time, you are afraid that you're gonna lose everything. By looking back in its history, 11 years, you see that it's not the case. It's always bouncing here, bounces again, bounces. So it's kind of several times happened. So you can get some relief by knowing where the minimum is. So I think it's a good indicator either to buy cheap, the cheaper you can, and to be kind of safe when the market goes down and you are fearful. And one of the most important indicators that it's being used to forecast price, and it's working very well so far, is the stock to flow. There is this stock to flow, which is like logarithmic line or curve, and with steps, which shows what the expected price is right now the expected price is about 10,000 and we are about 10,000. You go back in history, it's pretty much the same. This is related to the halving, so this line will be the halving. Is when the halving happens, so it's today. And you see up, and it's logarithmic. So from 10,000 we go to 100,000. That's why most people say 100,000. But the reality is, you see the expected price is around here, but you jump and jump again here. So the expected price is 10,000, but we had in the past nearly 14,000. So it goes up and down, mostly more up than down. But that's why some people say, well, but this time it's going to be 200,000 or 400,000 or, you know, whatever. And at one point it will be 1 million, according to this model. So it is related to the calculation between the existing supply and the current, the new supply that is coming in. So you see gold, the higher the price, the higher the number, the higher the price. Gold is in 62, silver is in 22, BTC is in 25.6 now. Now this will go up because of the halving, and that's why it's expected the price to go up higher. And this level it will change. It will be, even for some people, it's gonna be better than gold. In fact, the inflation will be lower than gold. But you see, this is very kind of popular nowadays system, and here is another version of it, and is made popular by Plan B in Twitter. And this is somebody who nobody knows who the person is, but it looks like it's meeting very well the price. And again, 100,000. So, well, let's see what's gonna happen. But so far it has been working. Now these colors are related to how many days to the halving left. So blue here is the halving, here was the other halving, and here is today's halving. Okay, so here are some resources that you can use. So this block explorer, this is to when you send a transaction, you can check whether the transaction is going through the blockchain already, or is still waiting, and so on. Or if somebody send you money, send you Bitcoin, you can check here, or you can see information about the address. If somebody gives you an address and you want to check if they have already some money there or not, or it's, you know, several things like this. Real-time blockchain visual analysis, TX Street. We have seen this with the buses the previous days. Price and market cap information like CoinGecko and CoinPaprika. We saw them as well. Charting. There are two. TradingView is the one that you just saw here. This one. But there is another one called GoCharting.com, which is a good one as well, and it's totally free. Exchanges, Kraken is my recommended one in terms of for if you are in Europe. Kraken, I think, is very reliable. And Crypto.com is another way to exchange. It's more like an app on your phone, and it's been becoming more and more popular. If you would like to have an account on Crypto.com, you can get $50 free if you use my referral, and I will get the same. So if you like it and you want to get the crypto, you don't need to buy to get the credit card, but they do have a credit card with cashback and so on. So it's on the description, it should be there. If you want to buy Monero peer-to-peer, and there's a place called localmonero.co. You want to buy Bitcoin peer-to-peer, hodlhodl.com. If you want to buy gift cards with Bitcoin, and top up mobile phones and other things, bitrefill.com is the place to go as well. And some books I would recommend is The Internet of Money. That's for anyone. If you want to learn more coding and so on, mastering Bitcoin is good. But if you don't, mastering Bitcoin, the first and second episode, especially the first chapter, is about the history, how this person, Anton. Well, okay, it's the author Antonopoulos. Andres Antonopoulos, how he fell in love with Bitcoin and so on. So it's good to read, and you can find it for free as well on internet. No illegally, like it's totally legal. It's free on internet, but also you can buy it on Amazon or other places. And the Bitcoin standard as well, I already mentioned this, is the one I'm reading as well. Okay, so some resources you can use. I will add the other resources as well to the description of this video. And if you just, this is Dublin Crypto Talks. I'm running this meetup group. We are 1,756 people right now, and growing. And I place you to join us if you are not part of them, of the group. And we have on Twitter, you can follow us. To be honest, Facebook, we don't use it. Instagram, same thing, we don't. But we have a Dublin Crypto Talk announcements on WhatsApp, and Telegram is I would recommend you to use Telegram mostly. If you want to join us, we have a small group of members of the Meta group that talk about cryptocurrencies and links when we found some good news or something interesting for others. We do that. And you can always reach me in dublincryptotalks@gmail.com via email. So let's see the homework. And I want to ask you to come up with a strategy for investment. So let's say you bought one Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, let's say you paid 10,000. I don't even know what the price was, but it was below 10,000. But let's say you paid 10,000 US dollars, and come up with a plan in these two scenarios. One is it dropped 50% on the value because it was a bear market, so you got half the price at the end of the year. And also in this bull market, the price went up 3 times, which is very possible as well. And so you have the value will be like 30K now. And what would you do? And I'm telling you because it's good to have some kind of plan in mind. What will I mean, you don't know where the peak is. You don't know when the maximum price is going to be. But you are, at the end of the year, 3 times more the value of what you invested. So would you sell now? Would you keep half? Would you sell, maybe you sold, as I said earlier, when it was 20K, maybe you sell, okay, when it's 20K, you sell half, so you get your 10K back, and then see what happens with the rest. You will do this, keep selling. The more it goes up, the more you sell. What's the plan? Think about it, because at one point it will probably go back to, say, 20K again, and you will lose the opportunity of getting some profit. Same thing with the bear market. What if it goes half the price? Will you be selling everything and get 5K back? Or will you wait until the price recovers and then sell everything when it's 10K? Which many people do. So they get only the money back. But then 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 months later, they see that the price is not 10K anymore. It's 30K maybe. And they will say, geez, I should have kept like some of it. So it's very, very tough decision, especially when you see it, you see what you did in the past and what mistake you made. I say many people in the previous bull run didn't sell anything. and they were doing double dollar cost average, buying $100 every month, for example, and they could have gotten like very good profit just by selling half, but they never sold anything at all because they thought the price was going to be 50K or 30K or more. So why should you sell if it's going to be more in a few days? And unfortunately, they lost everything. No, everything. I mean, you don't sell, you don't lose anything. You only sell when you sell. You only lose when you sell. This is another thing to keep in mind. As long as you don't sell, if you have one Bitcoin, you have one Bitcoin, and the price of one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. So, okay, it's just some food for thought, and I believe this homework is very important if you're gonna be part of the crypto world or crypto community. You need to time yourself very well, because you can maybe do well until it's time to sell and you don't take the decision of selling, or you sell too soon. You know, it's always gonna be regrets looking back. So don't be too tough with you either. But at the same time, you know, maybe one thing is to sell gradually, 10%, then another 10%, maybe 20% more, and just keep a cap like maybe at 66%, and you keep 33% for you, just in case it goes up way more and you don't have the chance to buy back. That's another option, you know. So let's see. I hope you enjoyed this course. I hope I did enjoy it with you. Definitely, I won't forget about the links. And if you have any question before leaving, please do ask. Otherwise, we're gonna go live again for the halving. By the way, let's see the clock. In the meantime, okay, 1 hour 40. Yeah, okay, we still have time. 2 hours 50 here. 2:30. You see, it's not clear. It's not clear. So we are 23 blocks until halving. Don't know how updated this is here as well. I'm gonna refresh the page to see. Do they give this information? No, they don't. Oh yeah, blocks. Okay, 24. According to them, it's 24, and here is 23. So it's only disparity of only one. $24. 24 seems to me, for me, seems to be a lot, because it's supposed to be 6 per block, per hour, sorry. Probably now we get okay, now it makes more sense. So there are 6. That will be like 1 hour and a half. Sorry, 9. So 1 hour and a half, because it's 6 per hour. And here didn't load yet. Eight. Well, this is one of the. Adam, thank you. I appreciate that you have been there these 5 days. And if you are in Dublin, definitely we should have a beer whenever all this finishes and we are free. And pubs are open, obviously. And yeah, keep in touch. You saw the contact details, and also, you know, I'm very open to talk to anyone. you have any question any day, just send me an email or be in touch. Telegram. As for the Telegram connection, you're not there. So yeah, I'm gonna leave now. It's 1 hour according to this guy. So I'm gonna be starting in 5 minutes actually for the other stream. So you're welcome to join as well. Bye bye.